This is the Metal Werks Podcast. Hey, what's up? This is Mason Khan, and welcome to the Metal Werks Podcast. I honestly don't know what this is going to be. I'm just trying it out for fun. If you guys like it, comment, like it, and we go from there. So, I come to you from gloomy winter of Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, and it's not that bad. I just got back from the winter break. Obviously, I did not really celebrate the Christmas festivities, even though I really like Christmas. I listen to all the music, I watch all the movies, but I was working all week, getting paid. But besides that, what is up in the metal news? Let's see. Metal, I know it's so not like professional, but let's see the news in metal. Oh wow. So recently, I think a couple days ago, Suicide Silence, deathcore band, deathcore OG, released a new single called Doris, and I was kind of on the edge with this song because I kind of anticipated it because they said it was gonna be clean, so I don't know how well the singing would have been. So I came in there with not really that big of high expectations, but I just came in there knowing that I was expecting at least something close to Suicide Silence. So when it came out, I believe January 5th or something like that. Let me just check. Yeah. So it came out 3 days ago. So let's see. So it came out January 6th. When it came out, it was first thing in the morning. I saw it and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm going to check this shit out." And I don't know about you guys, but it's not their best work. Now, coming into the song, you have to think that their style is 100% changed. This is more of the screaming is like, I kind of like the screaming better. It's really raw. It's a mid-high kind of scream. And being a vocalist myself, I kind of really appreciate that, the hardcore, raw raspiness of his voice. But then it comes to the chorus and it leaves you kind of, you could like, I've only been screaming for about 2 to 3 years, singing for 10 years, but I kind of lost track singing and I stopped practicing, but I got back on to singing, and you could tell in his voice, the song, he's really new to singing. Like, I feel like he just started practicing. Maybe it was the producer's fault, maybe he didn't edit it properly, but the singing was very, although I can give it to them that the singing was not very polished, is very raw. Maybe if they're looking for that kind of style, but when he tries to sing, it's not, you're looking for something in tune. It was some of the time, it was off key as fuck. It wasn't their best work. The new album comes out February 24th, 2017. I'm not going to expect the best things to come from them. I'm going to have low expectations, and I want to be blown away because Suicide Silence, I've been a fan of Suicide Silence. Right after Mitch died, I got a message from my friend from like PlayStation Network. He was like, "Yo, Rip Mitch from Suicide Silence." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Suicide Silence?" So I checked out their shit, and I actually really liked it. And since then, I started listening to the new shit. I anticipated the last album. And the last album with Eddie Hermida was really well. It was really good. I personally liked it. It had a really good mixture of deathcore. It's not the new age deathcore. New age deathcore is like Chelsea Grin, or, where it's not as raw and death metal like back in the day. Deathcore and death metal weren't that really different. It was just death metal with hardcore influences. but nowadays it's deathcore. You can tell what deathcore sounds like. So moving on, tell me what you thought about Suicide Silence Doris. If you guys liked it, me, not really a fan, but it's whatever. And basically, in Canadian news, Heavy MTL has been canceled for 2015. Now, as I'm Googling this right now, I know, again, so professional. I think they said that, okay, everything's in French, fuck me, but they're not going to return for this summer. Now, I've been to 2013 and I've been last year. Both years were amazing. It's a little, I mean, it's not like the tickets aren't expensive, but I live in Toronto and I have to move all there. Not move, but like I have to commute all the way there. But yeah, Heavy MTL is not going to, they're not playing this summer, 2017. It says in a press release, promoter Evenco revealed that the festival will take the year off to return stronger than ever in July 2018. During the past 8 editions of Heavy Montreal, we have always focused on the quality of the experience in order to give metal and rock fans a first-rate festival. Evenco Vice President of Concerts and Events Nick Farkas said in a statement. Several factors, including the renovations at Parc Jean Drapeau and the increase of cultural events during Montreal's 375th anniversary, Jesus fucking Christ, contributed to our decision. He continued, we truly believe that a hiatus in 2017 before strongly returning to in 2018 will ensure the festival's sustainability as well as offer festival goers an addition that will make them proud. In looking forward to Heavy Montreal's return, Evenco has announced the festival will take place July 28th and 29th at Parc Jean Drapeau in 2018. So it seems that I'm a full supporter of take your time, don't rush anything, because if you rush something, you're not going to get what you want. You'd rather have things delayed and have the best card or the best set list of them all. Last year was pretty good. Let me just read out I went to Mayhem Festival 2014 and it was a pretty good set list. It was Avenged Sevenfold, Trivium, Body Count, Miss May I, Mushroom Head, Suicide Silence, Cannibal Corpse, Korn, Asking Alexandria, El Nino, Veil of Maya, Upon a Burning Body, Texas, some other band, and then a bunch of other bands that I didn't really get to see. But that was a really good card, or really good set list, or whatever. But Heavy MTL last year, in my opinion, was pretty good. I came there to see Killswitch Engage, Suicide Silence, and Despised Icon, and all of those bands, they always like, I'm trying to find the word, fucking hell, but they delivered. That's what I'm basically saying. And I also came there to see Suffocation, a Carcass, Cataclysm, Ghost, and I also came there to see Trivium, but apparently they couldn't make it to Heavy MTL, which is pretty shitty because I kind of paid mostly the tickets to see Trivium, but that's that. Sometimes you can't. That's one of the shittiest parts of being a metalhead in Canada, is that you have to commute so far to see the bands you like, because they can't come here. If they come here, they need visas. They need all this shit just to play for like one day. So they're like, fuck it, man. We're not gonna spend all this money, all this effort just to play in Canada. So sometimes I'd have to go to New York or someplace close by to Canada where I live to see bands that I like. And one of the fucking shittiest parts is that Despised Icon, one of my favorite, probably my top 3 favorite bands of all time, they're playing here in Toronto on March 17th, but they're playing in a 19 plus venue hall, so I can't go, which is fucked because they rarely tour, because most of the bandmates have wives, they have kids, so they're paying more attention to the kids, right? Like, you don't want to fucking leave your kids and waste their childhood away. You can never, like, if you go on tour and they'll grow up without you, right? You'd want to be there to use. I mean, you're supporting them through financially, but you're not gonna be there, right? So, their touring is not as big as they used to be, where they tour every month, or they take a little break to write a new album, or just have spend family time. But then right after that, they go back on tour. Now it's a little different because they're not that stressed out to keep on touring to make money, because I think they already have enough money. I mean, they're legends, they're icons. They better be fucking rich. I swear. Some of these bands, they don't get enough money. They don't, not that they deserve. Like a lot of these hardcore bands, they're left out, and it's like, fuck, dude. Metallica released. Okay, I don't want to ruin anything, but in my opinion, Metallica. I mean, the new Metallica album, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, it's in a step towards, like, it's a good step forward. But Epiphone, best album of the year, I wouldn't say that. I would not say it's the best album of the year. Best album of the year, I mean, it was all opinion, I guess. But speaking about Epiphone Music Awards, you should have seen the crowd, dude. They're all booing. They were all booing when Metallica won best album of the year. They were all booing. I think they wanted it was Ghost and Gojira that were, it was Ghost and Gojira were the other nominees. And that's probably, I mean, it's a good album. I'm not gonna lie. Being that they're fucking 50 years old, they're still making pretty pulse-pounding music. I wouldn't say it's better than the new Slayer album. I'd put the Slayer album more bigger. I'd say the Slayer, based on the big four, I'd put Slayer, Anthrax, Metallica, and then the Iron Maiden, based on the albums that came out in 2016. Because that's kind of funny. They all released albums in 2016. Did I say 2017? Shit. Yo, man, it's 2017. But, like, it's kind of weird that they all released an album. And now, I'm a young chap. I'm around 16, 17 years old. But I've been to a few concerts. My first concert, I'd say, when I was 10, I saw Fozzy, which is, Fozzy's a heavy metal band fronted by Chris Jericho, the wrestler, the WWE wrestler. And I was 10. It was at this, it was in Hamilton, called Festival of Friends, which is, it's whatever. But it's free. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty bad show. I think they were playing in Toronto that day at a bar later that night. So I think they didn't want to stress out, or they didn't want to get tired. Chris Jericho didn't want to strain his voice out for a free concert that he's doing for free, when he could, do that shit at nighttime and get paid for it. So that was the first concert I ever saw. Fozzy, Festival of Friends, 2010, and then a couple years later, Heavy MTL, 2013. I mean, being a little kid at the age of 13, I thought I came there to see. Honestly, I came there to see Of Mice and Men, A Day to Remember, and Motionless in White, because I'm a fucking emo kid. Oh, I used to be emo kid, but it's like, I think I'm the only one who feels this, but like, when you go to a festival, you see all these bands, and like, you don't know them. You check them out, they're pretty good, and then you become big fans of them, and then you feel like you squandered that experience. Because when I first saw Despised Icon, I was sitting on a bench, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. He did his pig squeals, kind of slammy. I like the breakdowns. But if this was me of today, and I was back then, if I went to the Heavy MTL and I saw Despised Icon, I would have gone in the pit. I would have sang along. I mean, it's kind of weird. I feel like I squandered some moments, but yeah, second concert was Heavy MTL 2013. Let me just pick up the card or the set list or the bands that are playing that day. Headliners were again Avenged Sevenfold, Rob Zombie, Megadeth, Godsmack, Danzig. I came there to see Day to Remember. I saw August Burns Red, Black Label Society, Children of Bodom, Mastodon, Philip H. Anselmo, The Legals, At the Gates, Amon Amarth, Machine Head, Winter Sun, Fintroll, Baroness, Newstead, Motionless in White, Hell Yeah, Obey the Brave, The Acacia Strain, Hailstorm, all that, All Shall Perish, Cryptopsy, Augury, Structures, Unaccept, Oceano, Paul Bear, Havoc, Within the Ruins, Blackguard, Huntress, Slaves on Dope, Indian Handcrafts. I mean, all these bands I like nowadays. And, oh, don't forget Gwar, Sick of It All, Steel Panther, Of Mice and Men. All these bands that I like now. But before, back in 2013, I didn't know those bands. I think I knew Philip and Salmo because I listened to Pantera back in that day. A Day to Remember because I was a fucking scene kid. August Burns Red I saw. But I was 2013. I was listening to majority. I don't know the name word for it. Was A Day to Remember, Motionless in White, all the not shitty, but all the metalcore bands in the emo scene. But now being more of an open-minded, I wouldn't call myself a metalhead. I could probably call myself a hardcore kid or, a music person. I mean, I listen to a bunch of shit. I listen from the brutalest of brutal metal to the softest of smooth jazz to R&B to a fusion of funk and jazz. I literally love it. My favorite artists in the fusion, maybe Alchemist. Check them out. Alchemist has beautiful pianos, and there's singing, there's rapping. It's a really good total combination of all the shit I like. And then on the metal side, I like from melodic shit from Killswitch Engage, hardcore, melodic hardcore like Counterparts, and then I like deathcore, like death metal. Death metal, my favorite death metal bands probably Cataclysm, Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse, Death. Obviously, you forgot to put fucking Death in there. And I'm not really a death metal guy. I mean, I list a lot of bands I like, Slammy, like Abominable Putridity, and a bunch of bands like that. But I'm more stay in the deathcore, OG deathcore. So bands like Despised Icon, Carnifex, Whitechapel, and Suicide Silence. Those are where I like to stay. I also branch out in some other categories, but whatever. It's whatever. So yeah, Heavy MTL 2013. 13-year-old kid went in the pit for the first time at an August Burns Red, like circle pit where you just run around. I didn't like that. I was like fucking running around, like what the fuck is that? But I remember I had a really good time there. And after that, I went to Warped Tour 2014 with my dad, and it wasn't a good experience. Almost half the bands I went to see, they didn't even show up because obviously all the bands I came to see couldn't cross the border, so I was left there with a bunch of emo pop punk bands that I don't really like. That's one thing, I don't like pop punk. Sorry about that. I don't like pop punk. But I mean, it's kind of a solid if you're a scene kid, you would have loved this thing. Like the only band I probably would, if I go back time. Actually no, what the fuck is 13, 14? There you go. Yeah. Breathe Carolina, Enter Shakiri, Falling in Reverse, For Today, 4 Years Strong, Less Than Jake, Mayday Parade, Motionless in White, Mice Men. Funny thing about Motionless in White is they played at 12 o'clock. The doors open at 12, but there's so many people, we probably got in there at around 12:30. And by the time we got in there, they were done their set. I was like, what the fuck? So there's Somerset, We the Kings. I saw We the Kings there because I used to watch the bassist. He used to have I think he still has a vlogging channel, which is still pretty dope. Mice Man couldn't be there. I didn't see Parkway Drive. I saw Devil Wears Prada, Ghost Inside, We the Kings, Yellow Card, Attila, Born of Osiris, Chelsea Grin, Crown the Empire, Every Time I Die, all for those sleeping, and the Ice, 9 Kills. I hear they're pretty dope. They're more the heavier side of the metalcore spectrum. Stray from the Path, Terror. I saw Terror live. They were really good. Color Morale. Now I'm a really big fan of Color Morale because not because I like the fucking, but like it's melodic. It's not the shit you listen to the fucking pulse pound and jump up and down and do circle pits, but it's a good chill music. It's melodic. Guy's an amazing voice. The guitars or the voicings and shit. It's amazing. The Main, the Proto Man, the Ready Set, This Wildlife, We Are the In Crowd, Air Dubai, Issues, Bayside. There's like a bunch of scene bands that you'd like. Chunk, no Captain Chunk, I think I saw. And then overall, my experience was pretty shitty. Most of the bands I came to see either played when I didn't know, because what Warped Tour does is before, now they have an app, and on the Warped Tour app, it gives you the times. You can set it up. You can put a reminder. It buzzes your phone, say, "Hey man, Beartooth is playing right now, so you better go to the stage." But back then they didn't have something like that, so thank God they have that. If you still go to Warped Tour, but before you had to buy a $2 generic ass like blank sheet with all the names on it, not blank, but a white paper sheet with all the names on it. And it had names on it. It had times on it, and it was probably the worst fucking paper you could fucking ask for. It get wet and shit. It doesn't fucking do anything. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about, but yeah, Warped Tour, it wasn't that good of an experience. I couldn't really tell. I didn't know when bands were playing. But I look back at the set list, and it was a pretty okay set list. And then after that, the year after, I went to Warped Tour again, 2015, because a bunch of my friends were playing, were going there, not playing. I wish. And this time, the set list was more not metal, but metalcore. So bands I saw were Acid Alexandria. Attila again couldn't make it to Toronto, so I couldn't see them. I saw August Burns Red, Bless the Fall. I saw Memphis Mayfire, Miss May I. I mean, all these bands are pretty good, but I Killed the Prom Queen, 100th, Neck Deep, I remember I saw. So basically, I went to Warped Tour 2015. This is probably the last Warped Tour. This is the last Warped Tour they played in Toronto, and this last Warped Tour I went, and it was, I mean, the only reason why I look fond of those memories was because I went with my friends. We had an amazing time, and I'd say I came there more to go with my friends than to go for the see the fucking emo scene bands. And then I went to Warped Tour 26. I went to Despised Icon 2016, and it was pretty good. Not Despised Icon 2016. I meant to say Heavy MTL 2016. So sorry if I'm rambling about. I don't know what podcasts are about. I mean, I watch a shit ton of podcasts, but like I don't fucking know how to do them. So, these Metal Inject as much as I love you, as much as I love uh the YouTube channel, the site is pretty lackluster. What is the latest news? Lars reveals Cliff Burton wasn't into Iron Maiden and Diamond Head, but was into Beethoven and the Police. Who gives a fuck? Honestly, who gives a fuck? Like, you can be into whatever and play the music you want to play. It's like people saying, you're not a metalhead if you listen to rap music. It's like, go fuck your mother. Go suck a cock, dude. It's not. Honestly, in my opinion, bro, just listen to whatever the fuck you want to listen to, bro. There's no music policing shit. Over the years, the legend of Cliff Burton has grown. The man is a heavy metal deity at this point. But did you know that Cliff Burton wasn't really a metalhead? Anybody who looks at old photos can see the dude was more of a punk rocker. I mean, he wore bell bottoms and not the most metal of attire. Not that he seemed to give a fuck what people thought. But in a recent episode of Talk is Jericho, drummer Lars Ulrich revealed that Burton didn't care about big metal bands. I don't give a fuck, dude. But, Jesus Christ. You know when you go to those shady ass fucking websites and they have the most disgusting advertisements like, you won't take probiotics before you see this, or like it's like this person blew off her cystical acne with this one weird trick and it shows a fucking huge ass pimple and it's fucking nasty. Well, I hope you guys are liking this. I don't know, man. If it's a little boring, I'm sorry about that. It's my first try at it. I mean, what else is there to talk about? So what people do New Year's, people make up. I'm holding the microphone now because I'm a little lazy. Not lazy, but like I feel like I'm demanding something. But New Year's, New Year, new me, New Year's resolution. And if you have a New Year's resolution, that's cool. If you believe in New Year's resolutions, that's, all the power to you. But fucking, that's all bullshit. You're all lazy the whole year, and then one day you're like, you know what? It's January 1st. It's a new fucking year. I'm going to do shit. No, you're not. You're going to do it for what? A week? A month? And then you're going to go back and not do it. Like, let's say you want to lose weight, and you're like, you know what? New year, new me. I'm going to get all sexy. I'm going to get all skinny and ripped and shredded. And I'm going to appeal to the girls. Or I'm going to appeal to the guys. I'm going to have a nice ass and everything. Jesus, why is my voice like that? I don't even fucking know. But you do all this shit, in a month, you're going to go back to potato chips. You're going to go back down and sit down on your couch and watch Netflix. Because honestly, it's kind of an addiction, right? You sit down for all this time. You're relaxing. You're eating your food that you like. And then one day you're like, you know what? I'm going to stop doing all that stuff and I'm going to strain myself and I'm going to suffer and I'm going to eat healthy now. And that's great. But if I could say anything, keep to your goals. Don't motivate yourself because you want to be happy with yourself. Like, reason why we do things is because we want to appeal to others. I want to lose all this weight so that a girl could suck my dick, and I want to lose all this weight so a guy could fuck me in the ass. I don't know what I'm saying, but you do all this shit to appeal to other people. But at the end of the day, you lose all this weight, and the girl's like, ew, you're a pervert, get away from me. Or the guy's like, ew, you a ratchet hoe, get away from me. And then you're there by yourself. And then you're like, what the fuck, man? I did all this shit, and then the reward is nothing. So I feel, as a person going through this right now, is that motivate yourself for yourself, not because of other people. You catch my drift? Meaning, don't do shit because you want to please other people. Because in the end of the day, it's you yourself. And if you're happy with yourself, then that's the main reason why you're doing it. Boom, motivational. I know. Stop. I'm fucking Tony Robbins up in this motherfucker. But yeah. So new year, new me. I guess the new goal, if I want to set something, is maybe sleep in more, or maybe sleep earlier. Maybe do more videos. Maybe another podcast if you guys like it. But besides that, I mean, what else did I talk about? I mean, I also watch UFC. I know there's too many fucking UFC podcasts on there, but I'm just gonna say something. UFC 207 was pretty good. Nunez versus Ronda Rousey. Nunez fucking murked Ronda Rousey, as I had. I mean, it's pretty obvious, bro. You take a year and a half off, and then you expect to fucking just go in there and be like, hey, I'm Ronda Rousey. Don't remember me. I kick head. I kill people. Remember me. But the worst part is, when the bitch got murked the first time, no, I'm not saying it disrespectfully, but when she got murked the first time, she was like, she had suicidal thoughts. Now that she has all this hype, and she came back and she got murked again, now what the fuck is she gonna do? I think her deals got cut. Like, she was supposed to do a couple movies, like she was supposed to do a Roadhouse remake. Remember Roadhouse? Fucking Patrick Swayze, and he plays a guitar. He doesn't play guitar, but there's a guy who's blind. He plays guitar, and he fights people, and he killed somebody, and he put his fucking body in the rainforest. I'm not rainforest, but like, you know what I'm saying. But like, yeah. Nah, I'm rambling a lot, but but yeah. So both of her movies got canceled, which is it sucks pretty bad, because she's not gonna fight anymore. She's done with fighting. I think she should retire like Misha Tate, because I think she could redeem herself by doing something nice. Maybe donating to like a kid's cancer research or something. Do something nice. That's how she regains the respect of other people. And then, because she's hot as fuck, she can win back the crowd. A lot of Ronda Rousey fans still here, so she can rebuild her popularity and do another fucking movie. Maybe Transformers 5, or maybe a Conan the Barbarian remake with Ronda Rousey. I don't fucking know. That's probably all I gotta say. Thank you for watching the Metal Werks Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and if you want more, just comment below, let me know. That has been the Metal Werks Podcast. See ya later, boy.